Hello, creatives. Today we're going to talk about how we can start doing something we want. So, let's say, how do I start being a writer? How do I start being a painter? How do I start being a cook? So, basically, this is one of those questions I get asked constantly. So everybody wants to know how to begin to do something creative. Okay, the other day, a friend of mine, she came to me and she asked me, Matteo, can you tell me a good course for writing, so a good writing course to start writing? And I was like, okay, but what do you need exactly? And she was just, yeah, I want to start writing. Okay, so just start writing. And she was shocked. What do you mean? No, I cannot start writing right now. Why not? I mean, you are going to go to the writing school, and they're gonna tell you first thing, for next time the homework is to write, I don't know, a short story. So you have to start writing. She was super shocked, but that's something that I suppose we all experienced or we all still experience sometimes. So, some months ago, I wanted to start writing a screenplay. So, I wrote several novels, but I've never written a screenplay. So I bought this book. This is the Italian version from the screenplay by Sid Field, and I was like, okay, should I read it? Should I, don't know, watch some courses online? Should I do something? So I was kind of, should I start right away, or maybe it's better if I get some knowledge? Okay, and this is where we trick ourselves. The thing is, for doing creative things, most of the time, we don't need knowledge, okay? You need knowledge if you are studying to be a doctor, because you need to operate on somebody, okay? If you want to express yourself, you don't need so much knowledge. I mean, you don't need to... the first writer just started writing, okay? He or she, they couldn't go to writing school. It was just, okay, I'm gonna write something. Interesting, nice, I like it, okay. The experience, creativity is an experience. So just start doing what you want, okay. That's the first thing that you can do. You wanna write, start writing. You wanna paint, start painting. Buy your stuff and start doing something even horrible. You wanna cook, start cooking. You want to whatever you want to do, just start doing that, okay? And I mean, you want to be a florist, just buy flowers and start understanding how they work when you are doing. This is pretty banal, it's learn by doing. But the thing is, most of the time, we pause ourselves because we think we need to go to courses, read 100 books before start doing. And it's complete bullshit. I mean, it doesn't work. I wrote the screenplay, then I read this. And I have to say, when I was reading this book after writing the screenplay, I was like, wow, this is enlightening, because it's like I knew how to use this knowledge to check what was not working in my screenplay. I had some feelings about something that didn't work, and I found the answers here. So that experience, basically the experience matched with the knowledge, and that was wonderful. Otherwise, you have a knowledge and it's only in your head. You don't have any experience to make the match. Okay, this is something that I learned at design school, and it's not because they taught me that, but because I arrived at the school and they were like, okay, start designing a logo. It was, yeah, but I was pretty pissed off. It's like, you didn't tell me how to design a logo. yeah, you just start designing a logo. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, it was super painful, horrible thing. But then they taught me things that were useful in fixing the horrible thing that I did. Okay, same thing. Start designing an object. Start designing a lamp. Start doing this. Start doing that. Start doing. Okay, you start realizing that the most important thing that you can do is starting. Then knowledge gets in. Okay. It's also important to understand what kind of knowledge we are looking for, because you don't necessarily need courses or books. If you want to be a writer, everybody tells you that you should you should read a lot of books. Okay, if you want to be a painter, you should go to museums and have and grow a taste, no? And have a painting knowledge somehow. It's the same for everything. They tell you go out there and experience what you are looking to create. Why are they telling you this? Because it's not just eat as much food as you can so you have a lot of tastes in your mouth and so you'll be a great cook. It's not just that. It's important because you can create a thinking model that can help you in what you are creating on your own. So when I was 13, I already wanted to be a writer. So I was talking with my mother. We were talking about books, and I told her, you know, it's a very, if you're using the first person narrator or the third person narrator, everything changes because with the first one, you're like very immersive. You are reading and the character is speaking like I'm doing this, I'm going there, and so you live in the same pace of the character. But if you're writing in the third, then you are a little bit up. So you see Mario is doing that, John is doing that other thing. So there is a little bit of distance. And when I was telling my mom that in one case it was more immersive than the other, she was like, wow, I never thought about that. Okay, I thought about it because I wanted to write. So I was assimilating useful information that you can get from the feelings that you have about what you can perceive outside. So this is super important. If you wanna make logos, you have to watch a lot of logos, okay? A lot, but not just watching because you wanna steal one, okay? It's watching because you are gonna understand, wow, so you can do that. So if you do that, the feeling is that one. Okay, so you are creating a sort of a thinking model, okay, that is higher. It's not just this is how you make logos, not just that. This is extremely important because there are some creative things that you don't, they're so new, there isn't so much knowledge around. Okay, some years ago when I was becoming a UX designer, there wasn't so much knowledge about UX design. So I mean, it was all learned by doing, but everybody was learning by doing. So what you can do is to create thinking models about what you are seeing around. And that's super important that you are able to do that. If you are an advertiser and tomorrow you wanna go in meta ads for performance, you're not gonna you're not gonna get away just with your advertising knowledge, not with general communication techniques, because they don't work so much in that specific field. So what you have to do is to check 100 super short commercial for Meta, and you will realize that there is a kind of a pattern that you may notice. If you're able to notice that pattern, then you can improve what you are doing. But it's super important that you have the experience first. because again, you can match experience and knowledge. So I really like courses and books, but what you should look in courses and books is somebody else who's giving you their thinking models. So I mean, it's a very I mean, you're using very well your time, no? Because it's somebody is giving you a synthesis, and you're like, okay, this is nice. But so look for courses that are very practical, and also that are that you feel they're giving you something higher, not just yeah, you know, this is how you do that, this is how you do this, because then it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just an occasion, a chance to yeah, to start doing something, but then you have to look for that higher knowledge. Same thing, a book, it's the same. Sometimes I see a lot of people that are like, you shouldn't read books. If you are creative, you should not read anything. This doesn't make any sense again. A book is knowledge, condensed knowledge of an expert person on that field. No, we expect that. So I mean, and it's very compressed, it's very cheap, usually it's 10, 12, 30 euros, so it's super cheap. And this is usually it's a monologue, like me speaking to you with knowledge. So I mean, it's super nice. If you find books with these higher thinking models, that's super, because you get some of those and you can relate to with your experiences. I mean, in this book, the main important thinking model that took him a lot of time to discover. Now that I'm telling you, it sounds banal, but it's not banal. Basically, he discovers that in every movie that works, there is something major happening every 15 minutes. And you're like, yeah, okay, not so important. Now that I'm telling you, because that kind of thinking model, it's super important, because it's gonna help you. It's gonna give you like some grasps, okay? And you can use those to be more aligned in what you're doing creatively. So it's super important to have some that you developed yourself, but also to find them and to recognize them in books and courses. But the thing is, the most important thing is, it doesn't make any sense to just look for knowledge without the experience. So again, start doing. But the most important question, and this is why next video is gonna be about creative blocks. The most important question is why we don't wanna begin. Why we don't wanna start. I mean, that's the most important question. The question, how do I start? That's complete bullshit. It's useless. How do you start? You start. Okay, easy. The question is, why we don't want to start? I will leave you with that. See you on the next video. Ciao.